What's going on there, guys? We back with another one, and we have to talk about Shedeur Sanders on today. Now, it's a lot coming out where Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel actually took the most snaps on the day. Joe Flacco was the first QB up amongst the vets. Dylan Gabriel got the first snap amongst the rookies, and we wanted to see how statistically everything came out on today. Well, we can see right here, Joe Flacco went 9 for 14, 1 TD, 0 INTs. Shedeur Sanders, who had the least amount of snaps, 7 for 9, 3 TDs, 0 INTs. Kenny Pickett, 9 for 16, and no touchdowns, no interceptions. Dylan Gabriel, 11 for 16, 2 TDs, 1 INT. And so we can see Shedeur Sanders got in the end zone the most today out of all of the quarterbacks. And if you combine the other three quarterbacks, they got in 3 times altogether, which is the amount of time Shedeur was able to lead the offense into the end zone, and he didn't have any of the INTs. So shout out to Shedeur Sanders, man. We're going to look at some of this footage from today. Let's check it out.
100% possible. This is a wide open competition. If the Browns had to play this week, the starter would probably be Joe Flacco by default. He has the most experience. But this is a wide open 4-way competition. Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders. If Shedeur Sanders is the best guy out of those 4, if they get to the end of training camp and they feel like he's the guy that gives them the best chance to win their week 1 game, then I believe he will be the starter. This is what's beautiful about this. All the evaluations now from the outside folks are out the window. It's going to be merit-based. If he's the best guy, he will play.
I have no reputation whatsoever as an evaluator like Louis Riddick does, and yet I'm willing to stake it on the fact that Shedeur Sanders is going to wind up being the player that Mel and Louis thought he was going to be.
So by all accounts, Shedeur Sanders is having a very productive first 2 days at OTAs, and that's all you can ask for, to be in a QB room where you can kind of learn under Joe Flacco, but also compete for the starting job right away. Some people that got drafted higher than Shedeur will not pan out based off of the organization or whatever. But it looks like Shedeur is on a business trip. That's why he answered that tweet the other night saying that, he went out and bought this lavish vehicle. Not that it would even matter, but he wanted to reassure the fan base and those rooting for him that at the forefront of his mind, competing at the highest level for this QB position in Cleveland is the thing that has him captivated right now. And he wants to be as great as he can possibly be. He's not just happy with getting drafted. He's not just happy being on the team. Shedeur wants to be that guy just like so many other QBs. And I think he has what it takes. I think he's going to use this time to dispel a lot of the rumors that, his arm isn't this, he isn't that, he's not a good athlete. He wants to kind of dispel everything that, was painted about him during the draft process and, shortly thereafter, as just narratives, false narratives, and they were targeting him as how he's approaching this thing. And so that's what I like. You know, everything I've been hearing about Shedeur Sanders, whether it be rookie mini camp or at these OTAs, he's been out there proving that, you know, the Cleveland Browns won't regret selecting him in the 5th round. They have Dylan Gabriel, who, you know, he had a decent day on today as well. But many feel like Shedeur Sanders is standing out. He's winning over the locker room. You know, I saw where Jerry Jeudy liked the post saying, you know, 12's going to be throwing them touchdowns. You know, he went and liked that post. And I think a lot of people in Cleveland, because I get tired of this narrative that I hear that, you know, they can still technically waive him. They are not waiving Shedeur Sanders. You know, you can forget about that. He's at the point now where it's about winning that starting job. You ain't going to waive no rookie with all that potential. I do think Shedeur, for me personally, I'm starting to love the fact that he even fell in the draft, because now his approach and how locked in there's no way he can lose focus of his prize. And his prize is being a starting quarterback, leading them into the postseason, making a deep run. And, you know, that's kind of where he sees himself. And it's not this far off thing. He sees himself there very soon. And so, you know, it's going to be an interesting ride to watch. I know Cleveland, there's going to be a lot of pressure on the coaching staff to make sure he gets out there early and often, because many feel like Shedeur is him. And so how do you kind of deal with that if you're the head coach and continue to you know, hold that locker room together? I know the QB says no tension right now, but when the season starts, all of them are going to want to start and want to be that quarterback of the future. So, especially the young guys. So, you know, only one can rise to that occasion. And I think Shedeur Sanders is the man for the job, me personally. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time.
Skip tweeted something, and although I disagree with the tweet, and hopefully Skip would take it down.
I'm not going to take it down.
Skip, 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 skip.